Alright, noise gate, activate. Alright, we're good. This isn't gonna be super long. Damn, this lighting is fucking crazy, man. Alright. I'm not super great at using trends, but I am good at explaining things like a fucking sped. Okay. Dive bombs. Now don't come at me, okay, bitch? I'm not the dive bomb master, alright? I barely use whammy bar. I just happen to like retarded pointy guitars. So every single one of them has a trem. You know, they don't make the fucking star-spangled guitar with a hardtail, okay? So you gotta adapt, alright? And nobody's blocking their trem, because that's fucking gay. Alright? So you might as well learn how to do something on it, alright? Now this is one of the sickest guitars you've ever seen, obviously. But that's not why I'm pointing it out. I will be doing everything today. A lot of Ibanez guitars, they have Ibanez as their own proprietary trems that they put in everything. I think unless you get a custom shop, which you get Floyd or whatever, but this is an Edge Pro 2. It's the name of the tremolo system. It's an Ibanez Edge Pro 2. I don't mind this at all. I actually just replaced this because I like. The only thing I hate about the Ibanez ones is that it's not screw-in like everything else. It's like a weird retention thing with like a plastic washer. It's very lame. And I totally mangled my old one. I guess I bought like a trim arm that was supposed to be a direct fit and it wasn't. And yeah, I just mutilated it, so whatever. I just wanted to point that out. I'm not using a Floyd Rose. I have a lot of Kahlers, not a lot. I have 2 guitars with Kahlers out of 5 guitars. I like Kahlers more. The Edge is fine. I kind of like the way this feels more than a Floyd Rose, to be quite honest. Pick your poison. But if you're watching a video on how to dive bomb, my guess is you're gonna have a Floyd Rose or like a license by Floyd Rose. Because if you're watching a video on how to do this, you probably got a cheap piece of shit guitar. So yeah, let's get into it. You need gain, first of all. Didn't know if that was known, but you need some juice. You need some go-go juice. If you don't have gain, which a lot of beginner guitar players, they have some piece of shit amp. You crank everything to fucking 11, it still sounds like piss. Just go to Amazon. Those little Behringer, those little crap-ass pedals. Look, if you can't afford anything, alright, go get yourself an overdrive. Go get yourself, what you're going to want to do is buy a Tube Screamer copy. Literally just look at cheap Tube Screamer. It's going to be green. Buy the $20 Tube Screamer rip-off on Amazon. That'll get you going. Alright? Get you a little more oomph. You do need some oomph. Alright? For a dive bomb. Also, I mean, personal preference, but your trem should be, your arms should be kind of loose. Some people like them like rigid, but I don't know. Gets in the way. So, dive bomb, right? I'm not great at it, but I'm good at explaining. So the idea of it, I kind of like to do is like a almost like a C-clamp kind of, almost kind of like a C-clamp thing going on here, right? Because what you're going to want to do is, now bear in mind, pinch harmonics and artificial harmonic. Artificial harmonic is where you're like just barely touching the string. Like, I'm sure you've done it where you can run it down on the 12th and the 3rd frets, like. Right. You should be able to do that. Essentially, all that I'm doing, if you don't know how to do that, practice it on the 12th fret, right? You're just barely, normally when you fret stuff, you're wanting to be in the middle when you're first like learning. I mean, after that, it doesn't matter to you, you're just gonna know how to do it. But for this like artificial harmonic stuff, you are gonna want to be at the bottom of the fret you're working, like right over the fret itself. It's not going to work in the middle. It needs to be at the bottom of the fret. So what I mean by, like, if you're confused on like what's the top, what's the bottom, if this is the 1st fret, the 2nd fret, and the 3rd fret, let's take the 3rd fret for instance. When I say you need to be, your finger placement needs to be at the bottom of the fret. If we're doing the artificial harmonic on the 3rd fret, you need to be on this bottom one. So if this is fret 3, this bar is what I mean by bottom. So if this is 5, this is the bottom. Now these 5 is contained within here, but I mean the lower. Just like this. You're just gonna barely take your finger, just barely, just touching it, like as if you were touching a newborn baby. See the difference? So you're going to do that, but you're going to want to, so when we're doing the divebomb, you're not going to then fret it, right? So you're not going to, move into a fretted position. You're going to actually, once you hit that note, we're going to remove our finger. But what I like to do is kind of C-clamp it like this when I do dives, because it acts as a good mute, just to eliminate all that unnecessary noise and just sort of like isolate the note. And it's kind of a cheap way to do it if you're not super great at playing guitar. I think it's easier with your middle and your thumb. I don't have very long fingers, but I also don't have a problem stretching. But if you also have stubby fingers, this is your longest point, right? So where you got the most width, be the most comfortable. So you're gonna come here. Let's do the 12th just for, because I've been talking about the 12th fret. Let's go on the G string. This is it fretted. Hear the difference? I'm just like barely touching it over the bottom of the fret. So this is what it sounds like when I'm actually fretting the G on the 12. Open. This is where you want to be, right here. Actually, we'll do the 9th better, because on the 12th is like a weird fret because your artificials and your notes sound almost like identical. We're going to go to the 9th fret, G string, the 9th fret. Fretted. Open. Where you want to be. Alright, so clamp it. And we're going to hit the note. And typically with dive bomb, you're going to want to go down. So you're going to want to like open up the octave, you want to go lower, and then kind of pull up, and then you can go, jerk off with it, do whatever you want, right? But the trick, so keep the muting with this thumb, but let the note go as soon as you engage the arm, because then that's what's going to hold the note for you, so you don't need your finger there anymore. It's just going to get in the way and fuck with everything. You need to be quick with it though, because you'll lose it. It's kind of weird. Because it's just, unless you have like a sustainiac or something, like you are just kind of like fighting the note to keep it alive. So I won't move my finger away and see what happens. Not as good. See?